10. Frobscottle and Whizpoppers. By now, Sophie was beginning not to feel only extremely hungry, but very thirsty as well. Had she been at home, she would have finished her breakfast long ago. Are you sure there's nothing else to eat around here except those disgusting, smelly snozzcumbers? She asked. Not even a fizzwinkle, answered the big friendly giant. In that case, may I please have a little water? She said. Water? Said the BFG, frowning mightily. What is water? We drink it, Sophie said. What do you drink? Frobscottle, announced the BFG. All giants is drinking Frobscottle. Is it as nasty as your snozzcumbers? Sophie said. Nasty! Cried the BFG. Never is it nasty. Frobscottle is sweet and jumbly. He got up from his chair and went to a second huge cupboard. He opened it and took out a glass bottle that must have been 6 feet tall. The liquid inside it was pale green, and the bottle was half full. Here is Frobscottle! He cried, holding the bottle up proud and high as though it contained some rare wine. Delumptious fizzy Frobscottle! He shouted. He gave it a shake, and the green stuff began to fizz like mad. But look, it's fizzing the wrong way, Sophie cried. And indeed it was. The bubbles, instead of travelling upwards and bursting on the surface, were shooting downwards and bursting at the bottom. A pale green frothy fizz was forming at the bottom of the bottle. What on earth is you made it the wrong way? Asked the BFG. In our fizzy drinks, Sophie said, the bubbles always go up and burst at the top. Upwards is the wrong way, cried the BFG. You mustn't ever be having the bubbles going upwards. That'd be the most flush-bunking rubbish I is ever hearing. Why do you say that? Sophie asked. You is asking me why? Cried the BFG, waving the enormous bottle around as though he was conducting an orchestra. You is actually meaning you tell me you cannot see why it is a scrotty mistake to have the bubbles flying up instead of down. You said it was flush-bunking. Now you say it's scrotty. Which is it? Sophie asked politely. Both! Cried the BFG. It's a flush-bunking and scrotty mistake to let the bubbles go upwards. If you can't see why, you must be cocky as a duckhound. By Ringo, your head must be so full of frog swinkles and buzzwaggles, I is fritted if I know how you can think at all. Why shouldn't the bubble go upward? Sophie asked. I will explain, said the BFG. But tell me first, what name is your Frobscottle by? One is Coke, Sophie said. Another is Pepsi. There are lots of them. And the bubbles is all going up? They all go up, Sophie said. Catastrophes! Cried the BFG. A going bubbles is a catastrophe disaster! Will you please tell me why? Sophie said. If you will listen carefully, I will try to explain, said the BFG. But your brain is so full of bugwinkles, I doubt you will ever understand. I'll do my best, Sophie said patiently. Very well then. When you is drinking this corky drink of yours, said the BFG, it is going straight down into your tummy. Is that right or is it left? It's right, Sophie said. And the bubbles is also going in your tummy, right or left? Right again, Sophie said. And the bubbles is feeding upwards. Of course, Sophie said. Which means that they will all come swiftly up your throat and out of your mouth and make a fulsome belchy burp. That is often true, Sophie said. But what's wrong with a little burp now and then? It's sort of fun. burping is feelsome. The BFG said, us giants is never doing it. But with your drink, Sophie said. What was it you call it? Frobscottle, said the BFG. With Frobscottle, Sophie said, the bubbles in your tummy will be going downwards and it could have a far nastier result. Why nasty? Asked the BFG, frowning. Because, said Sophie, if they go down instead of up, they'll be coming out somewhere else with an even louder and ruder noise. A whiz popper! Cried the BFG, beaming at her. Us giants is making whiz poppers all the time. Whiz popping is a sign of happiness. It is music in our ears. You surely is not telling me that a little whiz popping is forbidden among human beings? It is considered extremely rude, Sophie